I bet they can hear us. I bet they can see us.
Hey!
They can see us.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Live from the Owl's Nest. I'm Jamie.
I'm Alicia.
And together we are Royal Wise. You can find us online at royalwise.com. We're doing our Live from the Owl's Nest. It's a special day. It's a special time, but that's because there's special things going on.
We have a surprise for you.
Did you miss us yesterday? Like, nobody contacted us like, well, what happened to the Owl's Nest? So we were kind of hoping that somebody would notice, but
well, you know, we have like 12 viewers.
Hey, and every single one of them counts. Every
single one is that much more important to us. So
Yeah.
thank you for being here.
Do you have any QuickBooks in general news, or should I go right into the Apple stoof?
Just a real brief one. Talked about it before. One thing to know for all of you who are bookkeepers out there is Intuit is now in the process of rolling out their new preferred pricing program. So they're doing away with the wholesale program, which was kind of a hassle. And so now making it so we can have our clients pay directly for their own software, but without running it through us. And we can still offer them discounts. So it's super cool and rolling out at a QBOA near you. Jamie, what do you have going on?
Me?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I don't believe that for a flat second.
You know, the biggest news that I've got to share in the Apple world is that next Tuesday, March 8th, Apple has announced they're doing an Apple event called Peak Performance. And we're expecting some new hardware to be rolled out. The rumors are the 24-inch iMac with the M1 Max and Pro chip in it, possibly a new Mac Mini, maybe a new MacBook Air, and a couple other things, maybe.
But not a new Pro, like the one that I haven't yet, that hasn't yet been shipped to me, is not already obsolete, right?
No.
Okay, good.
Absolutely not. And I actually just unboxed a 16-inch M1 Pro the other day, and it was spectacular. It was absolutely delightful. The only thing I got is I just finished my Mac OS basics courses over the last 3 weeks. Today was our file management course, and man, did we have a lot of fun, you know, learning how to file manage and how to organize and do folders and stuff.
File management is still important. I mean, I know that we now have like all the different ways of searching where we can just search for a couple words and the name in the file pops up, but I still believe in putting everything in all the right folders and not having the files all on the desktop. So hopefully all the people that came to your class know where to put their stuff and not just on the desktop, so that you have this like you can draw pictures with all your
No, I give them permission
icons
to make a single folder called stuff and stuff everything into it, so it's not on the desktop.
That's
It's
nice
super easy, super easy solve, not a worry. But now coming up next week, starting next Friday, I'm doing my Photos on Your Mac class. So if you're on Mac OS, laptop, desktop, whatever, I'm going to be doing my photos class, and this is a 5-hour class. And so on the first Friday, we're going to be doing a 2-hour class on organizing, how to get how to let photos organize your photos for you, and what you can do around what they already provide. And then the next week on the 18th, we're going to be doing level 2 editing for 1 hour, level 3 sharing for 1 hour, and level 4 projects, how to make your own books and cards and calendars and slideshows and stuff like that.
We went for a whole lot of years where we would take all of our family photos for the year and actually make a published physical book and send it out to all the grandparents. And I kind of miss those. Like our kids were little when we did those.
Yeah, but if you know, when catastrophe, when apocalypse comes, those are going to be our keepsakes. When all the zeros and ones turn to zeros, we'll still have a couple of published photo books.
Well, I'm looking forward to sitting in the class myself, because like back in the day, I used to spend all my time labeling all of my pictures so I could find them easily. And now I never take the time to do it. So I'm looking forward to getting your hints and strategies so that I can, like, when I want that one picture, I have an actual way of finding it in my thousands in my roll.
There we go. We got a Happy Army Day comment. Says March 4th. Absolutely. We love the March 4th marching band here in Portland. Oh, wait. That's not what we were talking about.
Well, March 4th and prosper.
That's a little little bit different. So we put a link in the chat for my photo series. If anybody wants to come and join me for all that, please come and do it.
So there's a link in the chat if you're watching us on YouTube and like one of the Facebook streams. So if you don't see a link down in the chat, if you go to royalwise.com, that's royal like a king and wise like an owl, and show your royal wise like that, .com, and click on the calendar. And the class is on March
11th and 18th, and it's not on the calendar yet.
Okay.
But it will be
But
soon.
it will be, right.
It'll be soon.
Okay, so March 11th and 18th is.
And how about you? Do you have any classes coming up?
In fact, I have a special surprise. Hey, do we have some extra special guests out in the audience? There they are.
I won again.
We have a winner.
All right. So I am really excited to announce that we have new guest instructors in March. And so on March 16th, from 10 to 12 o'clock Pacific time, we are doing QuickBooks Online for law firms, featuring Linda Artisani and Sarah Prevost, who have been doing a whole lot of work in the industry to educate QBO users, whether it's the office person who is trying to manage all the finances for all these attorneys, or whether it's a bookkeeper who wants to niche in attorneys. So why don't you introduce yourselves and tell us what we can expect?
Go ahead, Sarah. I'll let you go first.
Of course you're going to let me. Sarah Prevost. Not competitive at all with each other. Linda and I started the Accountants Law Lab a year and a few months ago. And in that progression, we have been working with a wonderful group of members where we're doing deeper dive. Today, we did our session every Friday. We have a mastermind group, and we did compensation. And it was quite valuable because attorneys have quite complex compensation models, whether they like to think it or not. So, but we will be teaching the basics of law and how to work with a law firm and how to do the accounting accurately and where to look for problems. And I don't know, Linda, keep on.
Yes. So Sarah and I have a combined company, The Proper Trust, and we have a Facebook group, the Accountants Law Lab, and also a mastermind group with the same name. And our course is really, we're going to go over a little bit of the law stuff and what you need to know when you're working with QuickBooks, but it's a lot more about the software that goes along with it. So we're going to be talking about Clio. That's Sarah's, she's above me. I don't know if it works that way, but she's definitely the one I call her the Clio queen. And I know somebody's saying hi to me from Facebook, but I don't see their name. So hi, whoever that is. and I see Audrey there. And I'm going to do the lien law piece. So we're going to talk about both software and how it works. And one of my favorite lines, and I remember saying this on something that I did with Intuit, and I said, QuickBooks is for everybody. All businesses can use QuickBooks. You add the layer of the software, Clio or lien law, which is our two favorites. And now you're putting the business suit onto QuickBooks. You're making it work perfectly. Yes, you can use it without it. It's painful, lots of workarounds, not really recommended. So that's why we're here to help teach you about the software and see why it makes a big difference.
And we also teach about which one of the subscriptions is better suited. So that's a huge piece that you need to understand, especially on software integration, what you need to be using, because certain ones prohibit others. So you just have to know all this stuff.
And so one of the reasons why I wanted to invite you in to do this guest course for us is because we have the Royal Wise OWLS, and so it's my QBO learning library, and I've got 40 different QBO videos, but I keep getting questions about trust accounting, and I don't know in any of my videos. And so the most obvious use for trust accounting is law firms, although it's also used in travel and in other industries. And so that was the main piece where I went, I need something about trust accounting. And then that was a natural progression to law, so that I get to actually add information about the law niche to my library. So really excited about that component myself.
Yeah, it's complex. We one of the best things about niching into law is that when the client comes to you, most clients come to you pretty needy. They're needy with a time frame of they have to get it fixed, because they can get in serious trouble if their trust accounting is wrong and they don't know how to fix it. So there's two positives there, right? You're the person that can help them and be the expert, and they have a huge problem that's time sensitive, and time sensitive, as you know, you can charge more. So it's a win-win.
What is the basics of trust accounting, or this extra layer that legal has?
It's basically, well, first off, it's retainer money. You're giving an attorney money that they're supposed to hold by rules until they earn it, or it comes back to you, depending on how it. So they are required, like any ledger, to account for that. How does that money come in? How long is it held for? Did you present the bills in a timely fashion? Did you move the money over when awarded to pay yourself that? Did you provide a statement to the client? So these are the things that are compliance. And when you have high volume, like we have a client that I think is around 2,800 matters.
Yeah.
High volume, high turnover, stale date, all of this stuff, and making sure everything clears and is all to the penny. And then banks also add another component to it. You have to make sure the banks are complying with the rules as well. And that isn't always the case. So you have to make sure that you are really analyzing this in a very high level way, and you be really hypersensitive to the fact that this is not the firm's money until it's earned. And how does that move? So that's really the kind of the guts of it, the behind the foundation to it, to make this happen. And you have to be on it. You have to be good. You have to find the needle in the haystack.
I think sometimes the easiest way I can explain it to somebody who's like, I don't understand this at all. Most of us have had an apartment. We've had a you've rented and you've given a security deposit to the landlord. It's the same thing. It's only the landlord is the attorney. You're giving them that money, but you can get it back if you bring the apartment back nicely. And that can happen with law firms if the matter, if they don't use all the money, you can get the money back. So it's just not their money until it's earned. And that's the big piece about it, is that it's not their money, and it has to be maintained a special way. And the complexity of it too is every state has their own little rules. Sometimes the counties have their own little rules. You got to learn the rules wherever the attorney's practicing. So it's a lot, but it's fun. It's a great niche. Honestly, I can say it's a great niche. Yeah, we do.
Sounds like we're going to get a whole lot of best practices as well, like all the little nooks and crannies that somebody who's managing the books and the accounting for the firm has to look for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, I'm very, very much looking forward to it. The course again is on March 16th. So it's coming up next Wednesday from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock Pacific time. I put the link in the chat if you're on one of the streams that has the link. If you're not, if you go to royalwise.com and then click on the calendar, then you'll be able to drill in and go to the class to register. For anybody who does register for the class, you get recordings of the whole thing. So even if you can't make it that day, you'll still get the recordings, you'll still get the handouts. And anybody who is there that day, of course, you get to interact with all of us and talk and join the chat.
I get to come?
You can come.
I don't think I want to interact with me.
I want to go to Jamie's courses, honestly.
I know. We're talking to two Apple people here. We are
I
Apple
want to
people.
go to yours. Yes.
PCs.
Love to have you. Absolutely love to have you.
Yeah.
And then one of the other benefits about taking the course through RoyalWise is that we're not just one of those webinars that you log in and then it's gone. It's you're actually taking a course inside a learning management portal. And so there's a class discussions forum, you have the resources in the future, and you become part of our community. And so I really highly encourage anybody who is either, so we've got, again, two different audiences for this today. We have bookkeepers who want to niche on law firms. And we also have anybody who's working in a law firm and they're the ones responsible for the QuickBooks. So that's those are the perfect people to join us for this. If you're a beginning bookkeeper out there and bookkeeping still your side hustle, this is also a great way of learning some of the bigger picture things, the considerations that you need when you're doing bookkeeping for different kinds of clients, because this isn't just for law. It's also, like you said, it's real estate, it's travel. All the ideas and the concepts will go across many different clients that you're going to find.
Yeah.
And your platform is really cool. I mean, you got to invite me into it. I'm like, wow, it's beautifully laid out. It's so easy to follow. It's not hard to, if you wanted to take more courses, you can just go right in there and it's very simple. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Even if you have just one attorney and you're like, I think I need to know more about this. Come.
Yeah.
It's affordable too.
The 2-hour class is only $54. And
Mhm.
so it's totally affordable for everybody. And
Yes.
Linda has a course coming out, right? A
Yes,
bigger-
yes, we do. We do. We both have a course coming out, and we're very excited about it. And it's
Yeah.
all done, Alicia. It's all done. She's heard my pain. Like, oh, okay. I have the time, but it's complete. And it's like I'm just having people. I gave it to our staff and letting them take it and letting them go through it. Make sure there's no typos.
Yeah.
That's my big concern because it's actually bigger than I thought it was going to be. But
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for it to launch. Sarah and I we got to get this thing launched. It's like having the baby. You got to launch the baby, but yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be ready for when we come on. That's pretty much the launch.
Anybody who signs up and takes the Royal Wise version of the course, that's kind of like the distilled essentials
Yes.
Yes.
of the larger course. And so anybody who takes this course, if you're like, oh my God, that was cool, I want the rest of it, you're going to be able to take that $54 and apply it as a discount to Linda's bigger course so that you're not paying for the information twice. So you can take our course, get the essentials, and you got the essentials, or go, I want the rest of the package. I want all the
Yeah.
goods.
And then join the Law Lab, and then you'll be in the whole thing with.
And
you
then
get to be with Sarah and I one-on-one.
Yeah, and we also are going to add to it as we're doing it. We're going to specialize into the specific integrations and how to work with them, depending on which application you're using. So we're going to dive deeper and build off of it. But right now, we've set it where we just want the basics to start because that's generally where we end up starting for a lot of times, and then we'll go from there.
It's been the biggest ask of us when people come to us. They're like, can I just have an hour of your time I just need to know everything. I just got this phone call from a lawyer. I don't know what to do. And so Sarah and I, let's just put something together, fast track their way through the legal kind and give them what they need to know from the ground, just hit the ground running. And then, then they can deep dive if they want to join the lab. They'll definitely get the rest of that training. And like Sarah said, we're going to be doing more courses that are more on the software side, deeper level.
You got to build that foundation. That's the way we work too. Is come
Yeah.
take our
One
courses,
done with.
the foundation, and then
Exactly. Yeah. We're
Well, I'm
looking
glad
for
I was able to give you the kick in the pants that you needed in
You
order to
did.
get all of that rolling.
You did. And thank you for giving me an extra 2 months.
I know. Oh my God.
Sarah's never going to be able to be there by then. She's like, it's okay. We'll do it. So we did.
We'll do it. Yeah.
You did it. All right, excellent.
so awesome. Well, we want to thank Linda and Sarah for taking some time out, spending some time with us live in the Owl's Nest. It really just couldn't be better. Super excited to have some more guest instructors next week. Looking forward to that. You got anything else?
No, I'm good.
We did it again.
Yay.
Yay. You didn't hit your Yay. All right. With that, I'm Jamie.
I'm Alicia.
And that's Sarah and Linda. And we'll see you in
We'll see you in
class.
class.
Bye.